Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 4.38% to 29,824. Ethereum up 5.67% to 2047. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explained the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, and you can reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. Let's have a quick look at what's happening in the market. Masterclass students, you'll get this live chart in TM6. We can see the VIX, the fear gauge of the stock market. And why are we looking at the stock market? Because we know Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. That means that also Bitcoin has the fate of the alts tied to it. So what Bitcoin does, the alts do. So we really need to look at it. So we can see the VIX, the fear gauge of the stock market, actually came down and it gapped down. This is a really, really good thing. Now, what does that actually mean? Fear was leaving the market, and what we've seen is the Nasdaq 100 sharply spiked up. And this is what happens a lot of times. We saw so much overextension in the Nasdaq, in the major indice, and a big level of support that we were expecting a technical bounce, and that's actually what we got. We could even continue up to this resistance level, so this may just be the start. But always keep in mind your three-way strategy. Know what you're going to do if price goes for you, goes against you, or just goes flat. It's important to consider those three elements. When we look at bond prices, we saw bond prices were coming up, they're just retracing. But this is really healthy action in the market. We want these things to normalize. We want bond prices to normalize out, bond yields to normalize out. They're not normal at the moment. They're a bit crazy. And when we look at gold, gold was selling off. It's sold below its support level, and it's just wobbling around at the moment. We have to see what gold will do, but it is in a long-term uptrend. The dollar, the DXY, the flight to safety is still continuing its rampage. And what we notice when things get very, very overextended like this, as we saw in gold, as we saw in oil, and I believe we'll see it in bond prices and bond yields, we expect to get a retracement. So that hasn't happened yet, but just bear in mind that it's on the cards. Bond yields move inversely to bond prices, and it's important to understand the role the bond market plays in the stock market and also crypto. And what we can see is we've had a bit of a bounce up here. When we look at oil, oil is resuming an uptrend. It's got a lot of support through here, and it's just making its way. You can see price is always moving in a wave, and it moves very, very slowly in the stock market. We can also see that the number of puts in the options market is increasing. This is basically bearish behavior. People are thinking more and more that there will be a crash, and generally this is a counterintuitive indicator. It generally means the exact opposite. When people get too bearish, it means a turnaround is coming. Turning to Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin is currently trading at 29,838. It came down and tested these very large support levels here. This red line comes from the KS model, which is basically designed to capture negative price capitulation or price capitulation. That's currently at 25,685, or it was yesterday. Let's see what it is today. Looking at the KS model, this particular red line has been very, very good at capturing capitulations and bouncing from it. We can see that sometimes we can go under, so we need to be aware of that. But in general, it captures price momentum very well. So what is that red value? It's just up here. It's 25,690.59. So we can see that it's increasing. So we'll just pop that in there. We can see we've got a little bit of support, and that's because Bitcoin's price bounced, and that took with it the entire crypto market. It bounced up dramatically. I'll be back later for a more in-depth. This is just a really, really quick run through. And we can see that the Nasdaq 100 also bounced up. We saw it as well on the Russell 2000, that also bounced. Turning to the longs and the shorts, we can see the shorts were coming out of the market, the longs continue to enter. Turning to liquidations, across the past 24 hours, we can see 298.77 million in liquidations across nearly 125,000 positions. And over the past 24 hours, around 65% of liquidations were short. Across the past 12 hours, 53% long. The past 4 hours, 63% long. The past hour, 56% long. And looking at the overall liquidations, we can see that we're getting far more short liquidations than long liquidations at the moment. As I was saying yesterday, when we get a big spike in fear down to these levels, it's an absolute bonanza buying opportunity because there's too much fear in the market. Just like when there's too many puts in the market, one goes with the other. And we can see that we've actually broken the support in futures open interest. So we must be aware that there could be a little bit more negative downside. One thing that's really good to understand is that when you invest, you also trade anytime you buy or sell. So all investors are traders anytime they buy or sell. You can use a small percentage of your account to train yourself to buy and to sell. It's a very, very important skill. I'll be back later with a more in-depth analysis and run-through of the market, and especially a lot of people want to know what's happening with Luna, so I'll include some analysis on that too. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking and subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you as part of our globally extended family. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.